Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to the Pop of Color Late Show, where we talk about the music business in bright and colorful ways. I'm your host, Clara, and we premiere here on Facebook at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week. So, thank you so much for joining us if you're joining us on the premiere. Thank you so much for joining us if you're watching the rerun. The reruns are also available on YouTube and on my blog in the archives, so if you're watching from there, hello everybody. Tonight's episode is going to be focusing on selling merch. But first, as always, let's talk about the relevant news this week. Spotify's paid premium memberships, so those are the subscriptions that people pay $9.99 a month for, are now at 38% of their users. This is very good because we get paid more when the company is making money. Streaming services such as Spotify pay artists and songwriters such small royalties because they aren't making a lot of money themselves. So one of the main arguments that they use is, well, if more and more people go to paid subscriptions on our services instead of using the free version that just has ads, then we can pay the artists more, we can pay the songwriters more. Speaking of paid via streaming services, I checked my DistroKid account for the first time in a year. So this would be the year since Chai Tier Lattes was released. That's my EP. So thank you all of you who streamed it. I made $3.70 in the past year, so drinks are on me. And that's not a lot of money objectively, but it's also important to note that I own all the rights to my music. If you were an artist that was on a record label or you had co-writers or anything, you would have to split that even further. The artists who are the loudest, I don't know if you've noticed, but the artists who are the loudest about this streaming services not paying them enough are the ones who are signed, because they've got to cut that up and the record label's getting the lion's share of that fraction of a penny. Very important to note. Also, on the subject of Spotify, they're still losing money, losing millions of dollars every day. One of the ways of patching up that hole in their pocket where all their money seems to be falling out of has been to cut down on the people who are abusing the family plan. So Spotify, like many services and streaming services such as Netflix, have bundles where if everyone in the house uses it, there's a discounted rate. Of course, that can be abused with a bunch of friends using it together, or with, say, Netflix, where it is one person who pays and a bunch of moochers, and then the people who have the password and mooch off the mooches. To give you an idea, the fleas and the dog, or the cat in this case. Yes, I'm just, fair warning, I have 6 cats in my apartment right now because I'm such a bleeding hearted individual, and I can't say no to when the shelter calls me up and there's like, these animals have been abandoned, can you take them into your apartment for a little while until they get adopted? And then suddenly I've got 6 cats in my house. Louise is doing really well, she's loving it. There's 4 kittens now. Maggie, diva as always, Maggie more like Mariah. But yes, fair warning about the noise. So, one of the ways Spotify was going to crack down on the people who are abusing the family plan was to ask for GPS tests. So, they tried this out in the US and Germany and a couple other countries. But the idea was, users on the family plan all got a pop up and they were asked to enter their address. So, enter the address into Spotify. Spotify would use the GPS on that user's device, such as their mobile phone, to check if it matches, and then lay that to the person who's, assume, the credit card address. And if they all line up, so say it's all a family of 4 living under the same roof, it would check out. But if it's people scattered all over the place, that would not. So it seemed like a way to test it, but it's also an invasion of privacy, and they got incredible backlash online in the last little while over that. So that did not work. Maggie, scoot your big butt out of here. And they're back to square one, trying to find ways to stop abuses or make money where they can. Such as in the UK, the student program now only lasts 4 years. Maggie is now rubbing her chin against my laptop because she's dropping subtle hints. Maggie, no. Maggie is available for adoption, by the way. If you live in the Ottawa Valley and you're interested in a big cat with a bigger personality, hit me up. I would love for her to get out of my house. I'm kidding. She is lovely. She is wonderful. Final piece of news this week. Snapchat has announced that in the last quarter, so the last 3 months, they have lost 2 million daily active users. Now, I've never used Snapchat, but if you are someone who had an account at one point, what do you think? I want to know your thoughts on the application, as well as those of you who used it at one point, stopped using it, are still using it. What have you noticed with your day-to-day use? Do you have a suggestion of why this happened? The article was vague and businessy, blamed it on like the redesign and competitors, but as a user, if you were an authentic user, especially if you were using it for your music, please let me know. I'd really like to learn more about this case. And lastly, before we get into the mini feature, I just wanted to show you my shirt. Okay, see, it says Katza. It's NASA and cats. For those of you who didn't know, I wanted to be an astronaut as a kid. Then discovered you had to be good at math and sciences, and that dream promptly died. But two of my favorite things, cats and space. And I realized that was the mistake I made with my first line of merch. So this is like my first and only line of merch I ever made so far. See, they're Pop of Color branded notebooks. Like 2 years ago when I first started my company, and they never really sold well, so I have a bunch of inventory, and I've been thinking about what I did wrong with them. And honestly, what I think I didn't take into account, and now I can see, it really like came to focus with the shirt, is it shouldn't have been about me, especially at that early stage. It should be and should always be about the fans, because those are the people who are going to purchase it. So having your big logo on it, which at the time it was a really cool logo. It is a really cool logo, but at the time, it didn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense, because with my brand, I'm not all about myself. Some brands like Supreme or whatever can get away with putting their logo on it, but they've also got hordes of fans lining up and willing to show off the brand, and it's accepted by the general public to be a cool brand. But with what Pop of Color does, what I'm doing with my blog and with my small marketing agency, is I want to make it about the fans, about the people who interact and engage. So I needed to make something, if I was going to make merch, that makes the people, you scrolling, go, oh my gosh, that is a representation of myself. I need to buy it because it says something about me. So that's where I'm at, where I'm thinking. I'm still they're in the works, but I'm thinking about doing some Pop of Color style t-shirts with sassy quotes, or just quotes from articles and one-liners. If you have any suggestions for designs, please let me know. And as for the notebooks that are currently cluttering up my office, reach out. If you are someone who works in music in any capacity, whether it be as an artist, a blogger, a manager, and you just want a free one, let me know. We can set something up. Maybe you pay shipping. We'll see. See, I'm really not picky. I just really just want them out because I learned my lesson, and hey, it might make a good blog post. So, on to the main feature. All right, so let's talk just a little bit about selling merch. So that is the main feature tonight. You are here, let's do this. I was fortunate enough to sell merch among many other roles for a local artist doing his CD release concert. So I just wrote down all the steps I took, and I wanted to go over them and just throw in some other ideas and just come up with a comprehensive kind of list, kind of segment, because I want you all to sell a lot of merch. Because if live is now where it's at, cough, streaming pennies, then we should be making money from it in all ways we can, including merch. Hi, Maggie. Cat hair don't care. Step 1, inventorize. So you need to know how much merchandise you have going in and how much of each type. So if you've got t-shirts, you want to know how many t-shirts you have, of what size each, of what design. Same thing with notebooks, mugs, pens, whatever. Or count them all out, make sure you know how many you have so that you can keep track of that during the evening. It also helps you know for sizes, so you know you have a small left because you checked, you're kind of not sure and you're holding up the line but checking for 20 minutes, rummaging through a garbage bag full of shirts. Speaking of which, fold your shirts. Fold your shirts, think like a clothing store. You go to the Gap or whatever, they have their shirts folded smallest to largest. It's easy to figure out and you won't be making too much of a mess or making the line slow due to searching for that particular size. You know, the smallest sizes would be at the top and the larger sizes would be towards the bottom of the pile, making it easy for everyone to help. Bundle things. So if you are someone who created merch that didn't sell, cough cough, or have older albums, or just you ordered way too many keychains or something, and you just want to care more about clearing the decks than you do about making a large profit off this item, consider putting it into a bundle. So say if I had a mug that I charged $20 for, let's say $20. But if you got the mug and this, it's $25. Normally I would sell this $15 on its own, but $25 for both. That is a saving right there, and it helps get those notebooks out of the door. Those are just made up numbers, but that's the idea. So bundling things, such as CDs. So when I did it for the other artist, he had his 2 older albums that were $12 each, but 2 for $20. Make the presentation pretty. So when you have the merch table, make it pretty. Bring a tablecloth, bring some lighting, set things up so everything is clearly signed. Fans can clearly see what's there. It makes your life easier, it makes their life easier and experience nicer. Take cards. Very few people use cash anymore. I don't know if you've noticed. So it is a pain in the butt if you can't take a sale because they don't have cash. What I recommend is a card reader. This is one I use. It's from Square. So that's the brand. So you order it online and then they just take a cut of every sale. See? It goes into the phone jack. I wish I could do a demonstration for you, but unfortunately I'm filming on my phone. But you know the headphone jacks, instead of putting in headphones, you put in the reader and the credit card goes through there. And that's how you can take payments. They can enter their email, they can sign with their finger. You can also track inventory in their app, but I recommend you also do it on paper just so you can double check and be sure in the moment, especially if there are more than one of you doing sales. You don't want to hang around waiting for someone to be able to enter the amount, the items sold into the app while processing payments. Have the artist hang by the merch table. That's a very good one. If the artist isn't able to sell merch themselves the whole night because they're on stage, or they are in a position where they're able to bring a friend, bring your friend, have them sell merch, and on your breaks and or between sets, on your breaks between sets, before and after the show, hang out by the merch table and inevitably bring fans your way, and you might make a sale or two. Display prices. It's baffling to me how some artists forget to display the prices of the item. So you're waiting in line and you don't know how much something costs, and you really want to take that guesswork out of it. Have signs, display them prominently, maybe even display them along the line if you've got a clear lineup place, so that fans know and they can get their wallets out and they can get the exact amount out if they're paying in cash while it's going, and that speeds up the line, because speeding up the line is everything. If the line is too long, some fans who get to it at the end might think, no, I'm not going to wait that long. Look, it's so long, and then they leave, and then you lost the sale. You want to be quick, you want to be efficient, but you also want to make fans feel like they're special. So artists, hug your fans at the merch table, take pictures of them with them while you hug them, take pictures of them, sign their shirt, sign their CD, anything you like and that works with you. Maggie, no. Anything that you like and that works with you and your band and your brand. Draw for a prize. Everyone drop their name and email into the pot at the merch table. So they have to go over to the merch table, look at the prize. You can get the prize. It works best if the prize is not a piece of merch, because then people will be like, well, I'm not gonna buy some merch because what if I win the prize? Because human beings brains work in a way that hopes they win. So instead, have the prize be something completely different and then sell the merch. And last piece of advice, this is my favorite trick I've come up with, is the $20 trick. So this, local shows, so think at bars, at clubs, at small coffee houses, like little venues where the door is paid in cash. It's like $6 at the door, or a really weird number, $6 or $7 at the door. So most people don't have $6 or $7 on hand, and because, like we mentioned before, no one carries cash anymore, they go down to their local ATM. What is the most popular bill in circulation in North America? The $20 bill. If you've got $20, so you got $20, and then you go to the venue, you give them the $20 bill, they hand you the change. So suddenly you've got $14, $13, $12, whatever the amount is left in your pocket. So you might spend it on drinks at the bar, but the point is you've got this money in your pocket. Human beings like to spend money at a good time. So my suggestion is you have a piece of merch or a bundle or something that comes up to the exact amount that is left over after people pay with a $20 bill. So if your show costs $6 at the door, you're playing a little club, $6 to get in. Okay, fan hands over $20, they have $14 left in change. Sell a bundle for $14. You've got a CD that's $10 and something that can be added up, or even just a sticker just to make it seem even more special. So CD keychain sticker, or a bundle made, add some stuff that doesn't cost much, or you're trying to clear out of your inventory. Put it there, exactly $14, because they're more likely to spend that to get that cash out of their hand, because humans are funny that way. So, thank you very, very much for watching. I'm just so grateful, all of you who tune in every week just to watch me talk about the music industry and listen to my insights. My name is Clara. I run a blog and music branding and marketing agency based in Canada called Pop of Color, because Clara is Latin for bright and colorful, and I think my parents got that right. I would like to thank Maggie, who is over there and completely stole the show. She's such a diva, I tell you. If you're interested in adopting Maggie, let me know. I would love to set something up because she is such a sweetie. She really loves attention too. And she is already camera ready, so she'd be perfect for your Instagram. Anyways, have a wonderful week. Be good to each other. Lots of love from Canada. It snowed yesterday, and I'm not sure how I felt about that. Bye! Something that can be added up, or even just a sticker just to make it seem even more special. So CD keychain sticker, or a bundle made, add some stuff that doesn't cost much, or you're trying to clear out of your inventory, put it there, exactly $14, because they're more likely to spend that to get that cash out of their hand, because humans are funny that way. So thank you very, very much for watching. I'm just so grateful, all of you who tune in every week just to watch me talk about the music industry and listen to my insights. My name is Clara. I run a blog and music branding and marketing agency based in Canada called Pop of Color, because Clara is Latin for bright and colorful, and I think my parents got that right. I would like to thank Maggie, who is over there and completely stole the show. She's such a diva, I tell you. If you're interested in adopting Maggie, let me know. I would love to set something up because she is such a sweetie. She really loves attention too. And she is already camera ready, so she'd be perfect for your Instagram. Anyways, have a wonderful week. Be good to each other. Lots of love from Canada. It snowed yesterday, and I'm not sure how I felt about that. Bye!